So my parents live in El Centro, a small cow town 2 hours east of San Diego. You know where it is?
Yeah.
Small cow town 2 hours east of San Diego that my father had discovered while looking for affordable business opportunities at a time when he was practically broke. Having learned that the only thing that he could afford was a 7-Eleven in a ghetto that no one else wanted, even though the owner was giving it away for free, my father quickly relocated my whole family from Los Angeles to El Centro when I was 13 years old to better tend to his convenience store. That's right. Overnight, my father became a Pooh from The Simpsons. Being the Pooh family in a mostly Mexican city meant that there were going to be some cultural misunderstandings, especially during Christmas time. While living in Los Angeles, my family celebrated Christmas just like any other family on our block. Given that I grew up in a mostly Jewish and Muslim neighborhood, I really didn't understand what that meant as a child. My parents didn't grow up with Christmas, but it wasn't that hard to learn about because it was everywhere. It was like on TV, in the malls, on the billboard, on the freeway billboards. And my family stuck to the pop culture teachings the best we could. And that's how we came to celebrate Christmas, not as Christians, but as Americans. And that didn't mean that we treated Christmas as an empty holiday. I mean, we celebrate Christmas just like everyone else. We would put lights up around our house. We would go get gifts. We would pile into the car, drive around, see who had the best light show in the neighborhood. We even listened to the carolers. But the best part about Christmas was putting up our fake tree that we kept stored in our garage. It always amazed me that something, when dismantled, would look like a pile of overgrown pipe cleaners, but when put together, represented the Christmas joy that I had learned about at school and in television. Oh yes, this is where you forget the story. After my sister and I had meticulously placed every ornament and strand of tinsel, my mother would turn off all the lights and huddle us into the living room so that we could stare at the warm glow coming off of a fake rotating tree. And it felt like what I can only now describe as absolute childhood. Absolute innocence, absolute wonder. I think back on sitting in that trance-like state, and that's pretty much one of the happiest memories I've ever had. This is what Christmas Eve meant to me and my family, and I enjoyed every part of it. After moving to El Centro, I was invited every year to my best friend Kara's house on Christmas Eve to have dinner. And going to Kara's house on Christmas Eve was always kind of awkward, because I always stood out like a sore thumb. I was the only non-Mexican, non-Catholic in the room, and while her family was warm and sweet and friendly, they always didn't quite know how to greet me. You know, they would always greet everyone else with the hearty Feliz Navidad, right? But whenever they greeted me, they always got the first word out, but then there was always an awkward pause afterwards. It was always like, Feliz. Even when they would speak English, they would say, Merry, how are you? And while they were respecting whatever religious background I may have had, in effect what they were really doing was alienating me from a holiday that I really enjoyed. It was a part of my life, a holiday that I would look back to with fond memories. And I remember during that time that all I wanted for Christmas was someone to wish me a Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, everyone.